Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Phenomenal Reviews. I am your host Nick Smith, and tonight I just got done 23 minutes ago. The first episode of Gotham ended, and it was awesome. Now, I'm going to be reviewing the first episode. This is a world premiere thing, so if you guys do not want to know about the show, or if you guys haven't watched the show yet, please leave this video and come back after. Alright, so here we go. Gotham is a show that is based on the comic book series Year One, about where Jim Gordon first comes into Gotham and finds out just how corrupt the city is, and he I don't know how it does in the Year One comic, but in the Year One animated movie, he runs into Bruce Wayne once, and then nothing like that. But in this, they're basing it off of when he arrives in Gotham right when Bruce's parents are killed, and then they develop a bond together, which will eventually lead on how they are to Batman. How he has a close relationship with Batman. Okay, so the show starts out with Selina Kyle. Now, I like how they do this because all the characters are not linked, but they're making all the characters basically, they're connecting them to one another. So, like, for example, when Bruce Wayne's parents are shot and they find out about the pearls, they go to someone who tells them about fingerprints and forensics and stuff, and it's Edward Nygma. Edward Nygma works for the Gotham Police Department, and he starts talking to riddles, and Gordon's partner, who is played by Donald Logue, who is one of my favorite TV actors who played in one of my favorite shows, Grounded for Life, he plays a corrupt cop, and he basically says, "You need help, Nygma, serious help," and then they fade off. Now, I honestly see, because from what I know, Gordon's first partner, from what I know, has always been Flass, a corrupt cop who is trying to get Gordon to be exactly like that, but Gordon won't do that, and so I like that. Now, the actor who plays Gordon, Benjamin McKenzie, so far, I love him as Commissioner Gordon, and he is playing the character right. He hates that there is organized crime in Gotham. He wants to bring justice to Gotham, but he wants to do it the right way. He doesn't want anything with organized crime to be involved or anything like that. So in the beginning of the episode, when Bruce's parents are killed, he makes a promise. "I will find the person who killed your parents. I promise you that." And then they find out who it was, and the person who they say it was first was, this guy's last name was Pepper. And they find out that his daughter was Poison Ivy. And, like, they do a bunch of hints of how, like, her place was covered in plants and stuff like that. And when they asked Bruce, what did this guy look like, he said he had a black mask. Now, I don't know if that's a Black Mask reference. It could be, or it could just be me thinking it is. But we just have all these great characters. We have Penguin. Now, how they're doing Penguin, I really like. In the beginning, Penguin is a servant. I guess you could say he's a lackey for this woman named Fish, who was very close with Bullock, Gordon's partner, and he gets called the Penguin, and he hates it. But when they're torturing this guy, they ask him if he wants to take a crack at it, and they're like, "Dude, calm down, take it down a notch, Penguin." And he's like, "I hate that name." And they're building him up to this part. I'm tired of being the lackey. I want power. I want to be in control, and I want to do anything I can to get it. And then we're introduced to the character known as Fish, who is close with Bullock. And so when Cobblepot goes and rats to another police department that wants another department of the police department that wants the Wayne case, they basically bring about how the cops set them up, and how this one character who's working with this other part of the police department goes to Gordon's wife, or not his wife yet, his girlfriend, or his fiance, Barbara, and says, "He's a dangerous man. You can do so much better than him." And she's like, "He is the most honorable man I have ever known." And they built him up to that. this guy who was playing Jim Gordon does represent the honor. He has that look of a young Jim Gordon, just like the guy who played young Joker in Batman Arkham Origins. Young Gordon, young Joker, both are great. And so basically, like, things get so bad that they get another part of Gordon's character right, with him doing things that could get him or his fiancée killed. Like going and interviewing and finding out that they lied and basically on how he finds out just how corrupt the justice system is in Gotham. And when he does that, he crosses a line and it gets him kidnapped, and so Bullock has to try to save him. Which Bullock kind of threatens Fish, saying, you know, he's my partner. I don't want to come after you, but if I have to, I will. So she's like, okay, I'll let him go, but as long as you promise to look after him and keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't put his nose where he shouldn't be, which he says he promises, and then she turns on him. And then we find that later, Fish finds out that Cobblepot betrayed her and almost killed him, but she, for some reason, doesn't. Like, you know, she's basically saying, she's about to kill him, and he's like, I will cut open a vein to prove my loyalty. And she's like, really? Do it. Show me your loyalty. I was speaking poetically. Do it. And then she, like when he's getting ready to stab her, she beats him with a chair and breaks it over his back. And then when they're in this meat factory, all of a sudden, right when they're getting ready to get killed, Falcone shows up. Now, they were building up Falcone big time. They were talking about him, about if he framed this guy on Who Killed the Waynes. And so when he gets Gordon cut down, he talks about how I knew your father, he was arrogant, he was a proud cop, one of the best on the force. And he's like, I run corrupt crime, but I do so with law and order. And he's basically talking like, I care about the city. I want justice to be done, but he's doing it with organized crime, which Jim Gordon does not stand for. And Jim Gordon will therefore rise against it. And so he's like, he basically tells Bullock he has to prove his work. He has to prove that he's part of us, that he's one of us. So with the end of the episode, it shows them, basically Bullock's like, look, you've got to prove that you are a part of our team, so you have to kill this man. You have to walk to the end of that pier, put a bullet in him, and dump him in the river. So he's like, please don't kill me. I can be very helpful to you. He's like, never come back to Gotham. So he shoots on the side, like he points the gun to the side of his face and shoots him, and he's very back away, so Bullock can't really see what's going on. He can see that the gun is being pointed at him, he just can't see. So he shoots him, and then Penguin falls in the river, and then Penguin swims and rises out, grabs a knife, and kills some random guy. And then after that, actually, well, that's how the episode ends, but there's some more stuff that happened in this episode. They are building the friendship toward Bruce and Commissioner Gordon. They do it at the beginning of the episode where he's like, I promise you I will bring your parents' killer to justice. And then he goes, look, I was wrong. This guy wasn't the killer. They framed him, the cops, and the mob. But he's like, now, I need you to stay quiet with what I'm going to tell you. Please give me another chance. I am sorry. And Bruce is like, you don't have to be sorry. I understand. But when he goes and sees Bruce, he notices that Bruce is on top of the mansion. And he says, why were you on top of the roof? He's like, I was trying to conquer my fears. And they're building, and the thing that they're doing in this is they're building him up to become Batman. But slowly. With this, it's him standing on the rooftop of the mansion, or a small part of the mansion. They're doing it with this. And like I said, they're keeping all the characters relevant with each other. Like with Selena Kyle, the last part of her we see is she's at the mansion looking on at the mansion. So I think that they're going to build something between Selena and Bruce as children. Because in the comic Batman Year One, or the animation film, they meet each other because he dresses up as a criminal and he goes into like the bad part of town, like where there's whores and there's whorehouses and sex and stuff, and she jumps out the window and they have a fight and knock each other out. I guess that they're gonna have them meet each other, and then eventually grow up. Now they do have Gordon's first wife or fiance, Barbara. They haven't brought in Sarah yet. Now how they did it in year 1, Sarah was called in to figure out who Batman is. But I'm guessing since that Batman may not appear in the show, Sarah will probably never come, because that's how she came in the animated film. Now I don't know how it is in the comic. I've never read it, but it was done pretty well. The actress who plays Barbara is a very good character. These two actors had really good chemistry with each other. They were believable as a possible husband and wife. And so this was a very good episode. What I'm going to do is this is going to be the first episode I review. And then I will review the next episodes after the mid-season finale. Then I will review the other episodes. But guys, Gotham was a great show. I feel like this is really going to go somewhere. Please put in the comments below if you just got done watching the first episode of Gotham. Tell me, what did you think? What do you like? Do you like that they have all the characters relevant? Do you like that they have all the characters being united, but not really united, but they're all relevant and they're keeping them all in the same timeline? What do you think about the actors? What do you think about how they're handling this? I honestly think that this is a good adaptation. I really do. One thing that I do want to talk about is how they did Falcone. When Falcone is talking, he talks about, you basically get the feeling of, like, through the whole episode, Falcone runs Gotham through fear. But when he shows up, you just get this presence like, yeah, this guy pretty much owns Gotham. When he wants something done, it's done. When he wants someone to disappear, they disappear. He owns the city through fear. They did that good in Batman Begins. They did it good in Batman Year 1 in the animated film. With this, they're doing it good. And Falcone is basically like, I like you, Jim. I really do. I really do. I really like you. And I'm glad that you're here in Gotham. But just because, the only reason that you're getting saved is because of your father. And I have a feeling that because Gordon and, along with Commissioner Loeb, don't get along, and also with Falcone, they don't get along. But guys, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, help this channel grow. Tell me what you thought of this episode. Guys, have a good night.